Today we are looking at how to overcome pitfalls in marriage. In one of the episodes, we've looked at the pitfalls that one should try to avoid in marriage. But today we are looking at overcoming pitfalls. What are those steps you can take to overcome all forms of pitfalls that may arise in the journey of marriage? 1. Communication and conflict resolution. Learn effective communication and conflict resolution skill to resolve issues and strengthen your relationship. This too is very important. You must develop a very strong communication skill. Make yourself available to each other. Discuss issues without bias and without compromise. And be faithful to yourself and be honest in all that you discuss. Don't pretend to be what you are not, or don't pretend to understand what you don't understand. You must try to explain things to yourself clearly and boldly and resolve things amicably. Conflict resolution, you must, as human beings, we are bound to step on each other's toe at one time or the other. And when this comes, be free and be bold to confront yourself constructively, to discuss and to iron out things constructively. And this will help you in overcoming pitfalls in marriage. We have Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 32, Proverbs chapter 10 verse 32. Number 2 is forgiveness and reconciliation. Forgiveness and reconciliation. And like I've earlier said, that as human beings we are bound to offend ourselves at one time or the other, and it is normal and natural for us to always try to forgive each other and let life continue. Don't bear grudges and don't have grudges against one another. When you step on each other's toe, try as much as possible to apologize and to forgive and forget. Some don't forgive and forget. They only forgive, but they don't forget. They'll still be making reference to it in life, that on so day you did this and you did that. No. Once you forgive, try to forget it, and don't never you make a reference to such a situation again in life. So this is the only evidence and the only way to prove that you have forgiven that individual. But when you continue to make reference to it, it shows that you have not really, forgiven that individual. And reconciliation, we must try to reconcile with one another as quickly as possible when there is any conflict. So practice forgiveness and reconciliation to heal from past hurts and strengthen your bond. So whatever may be the hurt, whatever may be the offense, you must try to forgive yourself and reconcile as quickly as possible. Don't let it linger. Don't let it linger for months, for weeks, for years. Don't let it linger. Try to reconcile as early as possible and as quickly as possible. Matthew chapter 6, verse 14 to 15. Matthew chapter 6, verse 14 to 15. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32. Number 3, seek help and support. Seek help and support. So when there is any problem and it's beyond your ability to resolve it amicably between yourself, you should seek help and support. Seek help and support from trusted friends, family, or a counselor to navigate challenges and strengthen your relationship. So where you feel you cannot solve the problem or you cannot resolve issue, there's need for you to seek help from trusted friends and relations or family or even counselor that can guide you and help you to overcome that challenge or that problem. So you can seek for help even from the pastors of your church or from people that are spiritual leaders to you that you trust, that can really help you, and not the type that will put you or hurt your problem. Galatians chapter 6 verse 2, Hebrews chapter 10 verse 24 to 25. Number 4, cultivating intimacy and connection. Cultivating intimacy and connection. You must at every point in time develop and strengthen your intimacy as a couple. You must strengthen your intimacy by constant, regular communication and interaction and gisting and chatting and playing and every sort of thing that you know that can strengthen your relationship. So you must cultivate that habit of strengthening that intimacy and connection with one another at every point in time. So prioritize intimacy and connection by scheduling regular dates nights, practicing emotional intimacy, and showing affection. So you must show affection to yourself, and you must schedule your regular date nights, and of course you must create time for yourself to chat together, to discuss together, and to do every necessary thing that you feel is good that can strengthen and empower your intimacy as a family. So you must cultivate intimacy and connection. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 30. Then number 5 is embracing accountability and transparency. Embracing accountability and transparency by sharing finance, schedules, and goals to build trust and strengthen your relationship. So you must be accountable to one another. There should not be any hidden agenda or any hidden plan within you. So you must open up to your spouse, let him or her know all about you and your plan, your schedule, where you're going, where you're coming from, and the rest. And you must try as much as possible to be transparent in everything, financially, in everything. You must be transparent to one another. This will strengthen and prevent you from falling into the pitfalls that may want to arise in marriage. So Proverbs chapter 10 verse 9, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 3 to 5. Preventing pitfall in marriage. Preventing pitfall in marriage. We have looked at how to overcome pitfall, but that's also necessary. It's also necessary for us to see how to prevent these pitfalls from marriage. In marriage, how to prevent pitfalls in marriage. Number 1, establishing a strong foundation. Establish a strong foundation of love, respect, and commitment to build a resilient and thriving marriage. You must both decide and determine that your marriage will work, and you must work together for that to come to pass by ensuring that your marriage is built on the foundation of love. You must love yourself unconditionally, and you must respect one another. You must respect the opinion of one another, the suggestion of one another, the idea of one another must be embraced joyfully. And both of you must be committed to the fact that this family must stand and this marriage must stand. So you must be committed to that and work towards it. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 31 and 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 to 7. Number 2 is prioritizing quality time. Prioritizing quality time together, engaging in activities and hobbies that promote bonding and connection. So you must create time to be together, to do things that will strengthen your love, that will strengthen your affection, that will strengthen your relationship together. You must engage in activities and hobbies that will promote that bond of love and that will strengthen your relationship, that will make you to appreciate one another even more than ever before. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 to 33. Number 3 is practicing emotional intelligence. Practicing emotional intelligence. Practice emotional intelligence by recognizing, understanding, and managing your emotions to navigate conflict and challenges. Both of you should understand the fact that you are not from the same background, and you must understand that you have your shortcomings and your good side and the bad side. And so you must be able to manage your defects and your shortcomings. You must be able to manage your defect and your shortcomings. You must understand and manage your emotional difference. You're able to manage that emotional difference. You must be able to manage yourself emotionally. When one is annoyed, the other one should calm down. And when both of you should not be annoyed at the same time, shouting at the top of your voice. No, one must be a sheep at one time or the other, and the other one, when one is talking, the other one must be silent. So we must be able to practice emotional intelligence. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 to 7, Proverbs chapter 14 verse 1. Cultivating a cultural a culture of appreciation and gratitude. Cultivating a culture of appreciation and gratitude. So cultivate a culture of appreciation and gratitude by expressing thanks and recognition for each other effort and contribution. So at every point in time, you must appreciate one another for your contribution, for your support, for one thing or the other that you have done. You must really learn to appreciate one another. You must commend one another. When anything good is done, you must commend it. And when anything that needs attention is done, you must commend it. So appreciation and so both of them must really appreciate one another and commend good work and good success. Number 5, embracing spiritual unity and growth. Embracing spiritual unity and growth by prioritizing shared spiritual practice such as prayer, Bible study, and worship. So both of them must create time to pray together, study the Word of God together, and worship God together. And of course, it is also mandatory that they should have the same worship center. Matthew chapter 19, verse 3 to 9. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1 to 6. Now let's look at the biblical principle for a healthy marriage. I'll just list them quickly. Love and respect. Love and respect are essential components of a healthy marriage. So for your marriage to be healthy, you must love and respect each other's opinion and love each other unconditionally. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 to 33. Communication and conflict resolution. So healthy communication and conflict resolution are critical for a strong and healthy marriage. So you must create time to communicate, to discuss together, and develop a very healthy conflict resolution skills. Whenever there's any issue, you must learn to resolve it amicably and without wasting time. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 32. Trust and faithfulness. Trust and faithfulness are essential for building a strong and healthy marriage. So both of you must love yourself and trust yourself. Have a magnitude of trust in each other and faithfulness in all that you do. Be transparent to one another. So by so doing, you experience healthy relationship. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 7. Mutual support and encouragement. So you must support yourself mutually and encourage one another. So mutual support and encouragement are vital for a healthy and fulfilling marriage. So you must support each other financially, morally, so everything, financially, spiritually. You must support each other and encourage one another. Encourage one another and try to lift one another spiritually and physically and financially. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 25. Spiritual unity and growth. Spiritual unity and growth are essential for a strong and healthy marriage. So you must unite together spiritually by praying together, studying the Word of God together, and develop together spiritually. Matthew chapter 19, verse 3 to 9. Now let's look at some biblical example of healthy marriage. The marriage of Abraham and Sarah, the marriage of Abraham and Sarah in Genesis chapter 11, verse 29 to 31, demonstrates the importance of trust, obedience, and faithfulness in marriage. We could see that both of them really love themselves and they live to trust and to obey one another. So we could see that they were able to succeed. Genesis chapter 11, verse 29 to 31. The marriage of Aquila and Priscilla. The marriage of Aquila and Priscilla in Acts chapter 18, verse 1 to 3 also show the value of teamwork, mutual respect, and open communication. So these three were very prominent in the life of this marriage, and they were able to succeed. The marriage in the book of Proverbs chapter 31, Proverbs chapter 1, with the wife and the husband, we could see how they were able to relate together and demonstrate the importance of mutual respect, trust, and support in marriage. So these are some of the things that we could see there. So in summary, we have looked at overcoming pitfalls in marriage, and we said how to overcome the pitfall. There must be good communication and conflict resolution, forgiveness and reconciliation, seeking help and support from friends and from family members, cultivating intimacy and connection, embracing accountability and transparency. And we look at how to really prevent pitfalls. We said there is need for the establishment of strong foundation, that is in love, respect, and commitment, and prioritizing quality time to stay together and to live together and to chat together, to communicate together, practicing emotional intelligence, and cultivating a culture of appreciation and gratitude. in that relationship. Then embracing spiritual unity and growth. And we looked at some biblical principles for a healthy marriage, like love and respect, communication and conflict resolution, trust and faithfulness, mutual support and encouragement, spiritual unity, and finally we looked at biblical examples of healthy families in the Bible. We looked at the family of Abraham and Sarah, and Aquila and Priscilla, and the one that was mentioned in Proverbs chapter 31. So these are some of the things that we discussed. Now, I want to give you this assignment, and I appreciate we can just help to share your opinion in the comment section. Now, what are some other things that can cause pitfalls in marriage if care is not taken, aside from what we have mentioned here? Probably there could still be some other vices that can cause pitfall in marriage. Please do well to list them down in the opinion in the comment section, and how to overcome such. We will appreciate if you can do this for us. So we really appreciate, and I promise to really comment on that as soon as I see it. Thank you, and have a lovely day.